If your child's sleep just got all out of whack because you were traveling or your kid was sick, here is a 24-hour reset that will help your child get right back on schedule. Now, the number one most important thing to do is to commit to a plan as soon as your child is either 100% healthy or the day that you get back from vacation. I know a lot of people like to take it slow when they get back from vacation and ease back into routines, but for your child's sake, they need to get right back to routine and consistency. So as much as you probably don't want to hear me say this, the very first thing that I'm going to tell you is that your morning wake up time needs to be exactly what it is every single time your child wakes up in the morning. So if you slept in on vacation or if they slept in when they were sick, you gotta set the alarm and wake them up at regular time. So for example, if they usually wake up at 7, but maybe they were waking up at 8 or even later when they were sick or on vacation, you have to set their alarm or your alarm and get up at 7. This is going to help their body adjust quickly. Once you get them up, you want to make sure that you're opening all the curtains, get all the sunlight into the house, have that natural light exposure, because that will tell the melatonin to go away, stop producing melatonin. We're not doing sleepy hormone anymore. We need to wake up and be ready for the day. So that brings us to tip number 2, and that is your daytime energy management. So we can't give kids coffee, right? So what are we gonna do to make sure they are having the normal amount of energy that they had before they were sick or before you went on vacation? Because I know especially if they are jet lagged or even just exhausted from all the fun, crazy things that you guys did on vacation, they may be feeling a little bit sluggish, but we're gonna help them get out of that rut. We're not going to just turn on the TV and watch TV all day while you unpack and clean and do laundry and all the things. We wanna make sure that we're getting outside to play, we're running around, we're going on stroller walks, we're doing things. Even if that means that you set up an activity for your child to do inside while you get some of those manager things done in the household, your child has to be actually doing something. Sitting there watching TV is not going to do anything but plummet their energy levels. But in doing so and making sure that they are using their energy during their wake time, they're going to take better naps. You need to keep their naps on schedule. The same way we're waking up at regular wake up time in the morning, you need to make sure that they are also taking naps at regular nap times. Additionally, you need to make sure that they are not overstimulated or overtired. So there is a 30-minute window, okay? Now don't go crazy with this little tidbit here, but there's a 30-minute window where if they're really tired 30 minutes before their normal nap time, you can put them down in order to avoid that overtiredness. This is a one-time thing, so really don't go crazy and only use this tip if you absolutely need to, if your child is so tired they can't even keep their eyes open. But avoiding overstimulation, meaning we're not turning on a ton of lights, we're just letting in natural light by opening up all the curtains. We're not having TV, radio, podcasts, and all the things going on in the background. Does anyone even listen to the radio anymore? Like, does anybody just have a radio in their house and just listen to the radio, or are we like streaming music on a Google or an Alexa? I'm a Google girl. Anyway, tip number 3 is nutrition and hydration. These are going to be big factors in, especially if your child was sick, making sure that they are hydrated, make sure they are having good balanced meals, but also as soon as you get back from vacation. I know a lot of vacations, like we are ditching the diet. We are eating whatever, whenever. We're not eating healthy. We're eating out. We're doing all the junk and crazy stuff, which is great. Like there's a time and a place for throwing out the rules. But as soon as you're home, make sure your child is getting the nutritious meals and lots of hydration that their body needs to be replenished and back to reality. We want to make sure that we are avoiding sugar spikes, because with sugar spikes come sugar crashes, and that is going to be reflected in their mood and behavior. So we want to avoid all of those really sugary foods because it's not going to help anyone. It might taste good in the moment, but a little later, it's not going to do any good. Tip number 4 is the opposite of your morning routine. We're going to your bedtime routine. You need to make sure that your bedtime routine is nice and calm, soothing, exactly what it was before your child was sick or before you traveled. Now, hopefully you have had very solid and consistent routines before the sickness or traveling, so that going back to normal is going back to good routines. If they didn't and you need a sleep consultation, then you should book a consultation in the description box down below, and I'll also pin it in the comment section. But hopefully you already have these routines in place and your child is easily able to just go straight back to regular routine. It's actually crazy how much children and humans in general crave routines, because when you're off routine and everything is like good, great, awesome, you're on vacation, so things are totally different. But then when you get back home and if you don't go back to those routines, then that's when things start to feel sluggish and you're just like, I really don't want to be here and doing all this. But once you get back into routine, it just feels so good for everyone. Tip number 5 is to have consistency and patience. So you need to make sure you're going back to 100% consistent routines, like I just said, and making sure that you're sticking to it and not changing it. Like, oh, they were going to bed late on vacation, so let's keep going to bed late while we're home. We're not going to do that. And patience through the changes, because we all know that, especially if we're talking about toddlers, we need to be patient. Patience is the key to life. So is consistency, but patience as well. We need to expect that, yeah, maybe we got them up at 7 a.m. when we normally did before they were sick or before we traveled. Maybe they took a great nap, but maybe bedtime didn't go as well. Okay, let's be patient and see what happens tomorrow when we give them the same consistent routine and bedtime as normal. Maybe they just need a little bit more time to adjust. If you like this video and you want more information on travel and sleep specifically and how to keep sleep on track while traveling, check out the guide that I will link in the description box down below, and I will pin it in the comment section as well. This guide is pages and pages and pages full of tips and tricks on how to travel with your child and still get sleep. We're talking about camping, flying, driving. We're talking time zones. We're talking setting up your rooms for optimal sleep environments. We are talking about everything. And I also go more in depth on what to do as soon as you get home. So if you want the guide, check out the link in the description box down below and in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video and keep blooming. Mwah.